Taking the long road is going to be worth it. It's a marathon, not a sprint, but don't get it twisted. You do need to run. I've been wrestling with this concept for years now into adulthood of the idea that it needs to happen fast, that I need to be where I need to go. And I've noticed that every time that I try to go fast, man, were those consequences extreme and were those consequences dire. So I decided to specifically talk to y'all about not trying to rush the process. There's a story about a master and a student. The student asked the master, how long is it going to take me to become a master myself? The master told the student 10 years. The student then asked, what if I work twice as hard as everybody around me? I go twice as hard. I show up twice as much. Will it happen faster? The master then told the student, if you do that, it will take you 20 years. The student couldn't comprehend why the master said that it was going to take longer if he's doing more faster. Then the master told the student, if you have one eye constantly focused on the destination, then you only have one eye focused on getting there. One eye focused on each step it takes to get there. Whew. That story sums up perfectly the issues that I've had with trying to rush the process and trying to get where I wanted to go. And I wanted to make this video specifically to tell you that the discipline, the consistency, showing up every day for yourself, choosing to say no to things, choosing to say yes to the thing you don't want to do, but you know you need to do, all of that good stuff, like that shit sucks and it's going to hurt, but it's also really good and it's also going to pay off. And that's what you need to accept, that for all the good in your life that's going to come, for all the good that you want, for all the results that you're looking for, you have to go through a bit of shit too. You have to go through a bit of mud. You're going to have to go through a bit of discomfort. And you're going to have to go through a lot of stuff you don't want to do in order to sustain a good life that you want to have. And man, it's like we're naturally inclined to want to avoid those things. We're naturally inclined to want to look for the shortcut, to look for the path with the least resistance, or to just get complacent with the path that's written for us. But you're not watching this video, you're not sitting through this whole thing, and you're not listening to this bald guy talking about this because that's what you want. You're listening to me and you're watching this video because you yourself know that you deserve more out of life and you want to do more. You want to be more. You want to fulfill your potential. And I'm telling you, the potential will be filled when you accept the fact that just living is already a blessing. Having every day to wake up and pursue your ambitions is a blessing. That is already arrival in itself. And once you accept that that in itself is part of the arrival and that you are happy in that, that's how you start to maximize that. That's how you start to say, how can I make sure I do everything I can today as if today was my last? Because today isn't something to just be given as a fleeting day saying I'll do it tomorrow. Today is a blessing in itself and tomorrow is not promised. So I need to make the most out of today as if it were my last. And that's what makes it so much easier to go after what you look for, because you understand you're not just chasing some destination. You're taking advantage of everything that you have right in front of you. You're walking in gratitude at the ability that you have to even chase your ambitions. You're running. You're not sprinting, trying to run faster than everybody else and not smell the roses and not be able to walk in the light of life that you have today. But you're also not hoping one day you just get there and wasting more days and procrastinating, saying you'll do it tomorrow, you'll do it later. When you start to look at life like, wow, yeah, tomorrow isn't promised. I have to focus on what I can do today. But it can happen a lot faster if you do it every day. A good way to look at it is what Elon Musk once said. One of his most profound tweets of all time. You have to look at your 10-year plan and ask yourself, how can I make this happen in 6 months? Do everything in your power then to start making it happen in 6 months. You probably won't make your 10-year plan happen in 6 months, but you'll be a hell of a lot closer than you were if you didn't do that exercise. And that's the way you have to look at the marathon. It's a bit contradictory, right? But let me break it down for you. It's to say, what is the maximum and most effective actions I could take towards those goals every day? So that way I get 6 months to measure how much closer I've gotten towards that goal. Take that exercise as a way to start setting goals for yourself, but also as a way to start understanding that you'll get to your goal faster by working on your goal every day. And you can work on your goal every day easier when you realize that every day is a blessing that you even get to work on your goal. You get to work on your goal. You get to have a dream. You have the privilege of being able to have ambition. You have the privilege of chasing your ambition. You have the privilege of wanting to work hard. You have the privilege of watching this video, and you're not taking advantage of it because you're wanting these things to be handed to you. You're wanting yourself to do a little bit of work and get a lot of reward. That's natural. That's what we all want to do. We're humans. We want to laze. We want to chill. We want to vibe. We want people to validate us. We want all that good stuff. But we're not doing what we got to do to validate our own selves and our own minds, to make sure we're working on ourselves, to make sure we're doing everything we need to do towards our goals. This YAP session specifically was to let you know that it's much better to take your time with it than to try to speed it up and lose your soul for it. Because what good is a man if he has the world, but he loses himself to get it? That's a Bible verse for you that I'm going to put right here, right in the video for you guys to see it yourselves. But yeah, man, I'm here in Seattle right now. I'm getting ready to do a show. I have the opportunity to travel all over the country doing this. And I always have to remember that every day I have to be grateful for it. And in that gratitude, do my best to walk towards and walk into being my best self for the people around me and being the best version of myself around me so I can better serve the world. And that's how the world will give me back the things that I deserve, and it will give me back the things that I want out of it, because I'm giving the world all I can every day and all the time. And sometimes that might not be the most, that might not be 100% sometimes. That might look like 33% sometimes, 50% sometimes. But if I'm consistently giving everything that I can in that day, that's still a good day. And that's still considered a win. And if you can look at the end of the day at everything you accomplished in that morning and that afternoon and in that evening and go to sleep and say, yeah, I did what I had to do today, you're on the right track. You're making the right moves. Don't look left and right at the Joneses and pay attention to what they're doing. Focus on you. Focus on being the best you, so that way you can serve the people around you and stay true. Don't lose yourself. Don't confuse yourself. Don't compare yourself. Run your race. Run your marathon. And believe and trust in God, in you, in yourself, and in everything that you do and the consistency that you walk for, that the things that are meant for you will come to you. It's a marathon, not a sprint, but you best believe you better start running, because every day that you're running is you taking advantage of the fact that you are allowed to run. You have the privilege to run. You have the benefit to run. You have the advantage to run. Use what you got. Use who you are. Be who you are. Walk into what you are. You already know what it is. I go by the name of Apex. I tell my story to help you tell your story. More YAP sessions coming soon. And we out.